for no good reason. And I'm pretty sure we also lost a subscriber.
Well, now we're live.
Because weren't we up at 105?
Actually, I do not know.
Last I looked, I think the last time I looked it said 103, but maybe I don't know. Let me look.
I thought we were up to 105, but we're at 104. So I'm going to say
we did.
I'm going to say we lost one because I thought we was at 105.
Yeah, we lost one.
All right.
Yeah, dang it.
That kind of sucks, but
hey, we're still up past 100, by God.
Yeah, we're still up past 100. I'm happy with that.
We're up past 100. That's what matters. All right.
I'm over here trying to recover from being gaslit.
Gaslit about what? You still on that licking thing?
Nah, I'm on something else. I'm
on something else.
You on that cloud 9.
I'm over here fucking stuck about the fact that I got another long-haired wench in my life trying to gaslight me and shit.
Oh my gosh.
Language now.
Yet another maiden.
I know you ain't talking about maiden.
Yeah, I'm the last guy that needs to talk about maidens.
Golly.
Well, welcome everybody. Welcome everybody to the podcast. My name is Jordan. We got Ridge.
Sup?
We got Caleb. And back from the depths of hell, we got Mikey.
It was warm.
It was warm. Okay, good to know.
All right, let's get into this podcast, shall we, young men?
Heck yeah, it was.
All right, so me and Ridge had the blessing today to go watch the Michael movie. And if you can't tell by Ridge's humming of human nature, we were absolutely befuddled after watching this movie, buddy. Ridge, tell me what you thought about the movie, bro, before I get into it, because I'm going to spiel for like an hour.
Well, don't spill for like an hour. We ain't got 2 hours to spill over certain things because we already going to be spending about hours spilling over something else. Yeah. But we are going to spend about 59 minutes on this one. All right, let me tell you something, son. All right. By God, that was a pretty darn good movie. I will say, to me, it wasn't the greatest movie ever, but it was a good, solid movie. I can see why critics gave it a low score. I feel like they were probably hoping for a more in-depth story with certain things, and we got more so of, just highlights over his life.
Pretty much.
Which I'm fine with. And, either way, it was great because we got to sit there and jam to his music. And it was so hard, too, like for everyone, it seemed like, in the theater, to not just want to be slightly dancing in their seats. As soon as that music hit, right off the rip, you automatically wanted to tap your feet or, shimmy a little bit. The people in front of us were dancing. I had a slight love-hate relationship with the people off to the left of us because they were old, so I like my old people, but at the same time, they were old, so they didn't know how to whisper over anything, and you could hear them talking as their voice in the movie, and it killed me so badly.
It's like right the first time it showed Jafar, when Michael grows up. I'm talking about off the rip, everybody in the movie, they're like, wow, he looks just like him. And I swear it was like 5 minutes after everybody else is like, man, he really does look like him.
That really does look like him. I cannot believe that. Clear as day, too, not being quiet and nothing, not even trying to be quiet over there. They were just having full-blown conversations in the middle of the movie. That's why it was a love-hate relationship. You can't get too mad at them because they're so old and they probably can't hear their self speaking, let alone the other person speaking. So, it is what it is. But
that dude at the Batman movie, though, nah.
Yeah, I was about to say not to perform a callback or anything, but stand up.
Jordan remembers that one real well.
Hello, just loud as all get out.
Oh my God, I wanted to smack
Jordan was about to leap
that
from where we were, like the hunter in Left 4 Dead.
Just,
oh yeah. I looked over at Jordan. Oh my God, you should have seen his face. Oh, he was mad, and I was like, dude, this dude needs to learn to zip it.
And the thing is, that was like my fourth time watching that movie too.
Yeah.
All right,
back to the movie real quick. Just a few more things I'll say. Whenever you see him in obviously at the beginning of the movie, he looks like Michael Jackson. Right. But there towards the very end, whenever he's gone through the transitions of his looks, it's like, holy crap.
Yeah. Like,
they got it really on the nose, especially whenever he's just dancing. Like, whenever he's standing still, you can tell it's Jafar.
Yeah.
Like, you can see him. But as soon as he starts to move, all of a sudden, it goes from watching Jafar to watching Michael again.
Yeah.
And it was just fascinating. I can see how the family was feeling the emotions while watching him up there on the screen. And also it has their own version of things that you see in Marvel movies of Michael will return.
Yeah, after it went off, it said his story continues.
So I'm looking forward to the second movie and seeing what they do with the second movie. And yeah, it's a good movie overall.
See, so it's crazy that you brought up. Cryptic said that him and Jerome are listening at work. Welcome, fellers. So the thing, call back to where you said it almost felt impossible for everybody in the movie theater to not sit still or something like that, that's one thing I told Brittany when we were driving. I was like, literally during the Thriller performance, I was trying not to move my feet with them. Like it felt almost impossible not to move my feet with them. And it was, dude, whoa. The Thriller part, I have to get this off my chest because Thriller is my favorite Michael Jackson song of all time, besides You Rock My World, but we're not there yet. But the one thing that I really wanted from this movie was them to recreate the Thriller music video. At least the scene that they did. And I'm talking about like the way it showed, like he was trying to figure out the name of the album. And he had like the song, all the names of the songs on the board, and he kept like putting them over. And as he's like putting them over, he's like, it's showing clips of him watching old school horror movies and old school zombie movies. And he just like grabs the Thriller one and it starts playing that really eerie music. And he like pins it up at the top and it like just cuts to like where it's showing the zombies' faces. When the girl and Michael are like looking around and it cuts to the Michael face and shows his zombie face. Then they recreate the whole ass dance scene and it's just like, wow, bro. Like I was in tears like for that whole movie. Just being a lifelong Michael Jackson fan, it just... And like watching them do that whole scene, and they killed the dances. The music in the movie was astronomically good. Of course, it's Michael Jackson, and just seeing how they did it was like phenomenal. And I get what you say with the critics, but here's my thing. I think they're scoring it way too low, and this will be my rant when it comes to this movie. The thing is all I see and all I hear is, they tried to make Michael Jackson look like a hero. They make Michael Jackson try to look like such an innocent man. And it's like, first of all, I'm sorry I've already brought it up, but this movie ends in 1988 at the first performance at the Bad concert. And the allegations to whatever Michael Jackson, quote unquote, supposedly didn't start till 5 years after that. So what, 93?
Like that.
Then
I don't know. I ain't a mathematician.
I could not tell you the exact date.
But they said 5 years after 88, so 93 is when the allegations started. Second of all, to prepare for this movie, Jafar literally read Michael's personal diaries, watched videos of him, studied him, ingrained him in his movements, his speech pattern, his dances, his music pattern, everything. And there was so many times in this movie where it showed Michael in a hospital talking to a kid, or there was one moment right before he goes to record Off the Wall, and he's like talking to somebody. He's like, I can't wait to record with you, and I can't wait to tell you all about it. And it cuts to him, and he's talking to his llama.
That was a great thing.
And then they're like, Michael, what are you with these pets? He goes, they're not my pets, they're my friends. Because it literally shows that Joe Jackson never let him have a childhood. They never let him outside. That's literally the opening part of the movie. Is Michael sitting there watching little kids play outside, and Joe's like, Michael, get over here. Like, and the movie just showed how big of an asshole Joe Jackson was. I mean, rightfully so.
Yeah.
And another thing is like, oh, why didn't they show more of the Jackson 5? Oh, why didn't they show more of the brothers? Or why wasn't Janet in this movie? Why wasn't Reby in this movie? Why was it this, that, and this? What's the name of this movie, bro? Michael. Not Michael and the Jacksons. This is about Michael and how he came up. This is like what made him who he was, his story. And I think that this movie perfectly showed Michael's side of the story. Now, there was things that was cut out. Like, I know Diana Ross was supposed to be in the movie, and Kat Graham played Diana Ross. But it was like after the movie got recorded and everything, Diana Ross is like, I don't want nothing to do with this movie. So they had to completely take her out of it, which was stupid. And the thing is, I think the reason why they wanted to take her out, because it was going to show that she groomed Michael Jackson. Because it was going to show in the 70s and like during The Wiz. And her and Michael had a weird relationship when he was younger.
All you see is just the poster of The Wiz up in the background of the recording, or of the record label.
Yeah. Well, that's also like that's one thing I could admit that they could have shown. It was parts of The Wiz, because that's how Quincy Jones and Michael Jackson rekindled. Though they knew each other before, The Wiz is what brought them back together and got them into the talks of making Off the Wall. But I think
that showed enough, though. You know,
and that's another thing is the critics trying to say that it was super fast paced and the dialogue wasn't good, and it
don't matter about that. It just matters about showing, like I was telling you, the main thing is the highlights of his life is what we're looking at. And the things that are great.
And someone complained about Bubbles and was like, Bubbles was reading a book. That doesn't make sense. And it's like, do you not know the history of Bubbles? Michael...
First off, Bubbles wasn't reading the book. Michael was reading the book to him.
Right. But first of all, Michael and Bubbles literally could communicate to each other through sign language. Bubbles is a smart monkey. Like, he's still alive to this day. Like, in Florida.
43 years old.
Yes. But it was...
I was about to say, it's not even that Bubbles was reading... even if...
He was just
I did not see this
pictures
movie. Full disclaimer. I was going to say, full disclaimer. If the monkey or chimp, however you want to classify that, whatever, is holding a book, I guarantee you it is not comprehending the English letters.
No, he was just looking at the pictures in the book.
It is like,
This ain't Planet of the Apes, people. All right.
I'm gonna
this
say
picture is made of pictures. I understand this.
I'm gonna say my favorite parts about it, then we can move on. So there's 3 key points in this movie that really touched me. The number 3 was how it showed him how impacted he was by gang violence in Los Angeles. And that's when he came up with the song Beat It. Like, he literally was staying up all night thinking about it, and he was thinking of a beat for it, and he just automatically just went to the studio, started writing it, and he hit his manager up and was like, hey man, you do a solid for me. And they literally went and got Crips and Bloods to join him at the studio. And he walks in, and they're dancing, like having a dance battle, and he's like talking to them about the moves, and he says the one thing that we can all agree on is music is what unifies us all. We all have this, music brings us all together and everything. And he goes, and let's use that to bring yourself together and heal each other, work together. And like they're showing him a certain dance part in Beat It. And they're all like, man. And he's like, I want y'all to be in my short film, the music video for it. And it was just like, I loved how they showed how much that impacted him and him wanting to do that. Then, of course, like I've already brought up, the Thriller scene, and like it showed the whole intro to right before he starts dancing. Then in the middle, as they're starting to dance, he's kind of like, hold on," and it cuts off, and he's like, "Can we change the camera or whatever?" Then it cuts to him, or it goes into them doing the full dance. But I think the part that really touched me in this movie, man, is just because, we hear so much scrutiny about Michael and all the things that he allegedly did. But there's so many times in this movie it showed him talking to people in, children's hospital, talking to kids, bringing them gifts, meeting with little kids. Like he'd go into the toy store. He'd be in a toy store with his manager, just buying toys for the kids at the hospitals or toys for himself. And the little kids would come up and talk to him. And there was like a whole thing, a kid with an Atari game. He's like, "Oh, you got an Atari game?" He's like, "Yeah." And he goes, "I play that one a lot." He's like, "Just remember to hold right and press and hold down B for for your action. It builds up your super move." And it's like the whole time I was thinking, it's like, man, how can somebody blame a man like this? Like, how can somebody, think somebody like this could be that way? And
Funny.
There's an easy explanation why, but I don't want to get into it.
right,
Yeah. Understandable.
Because
so.
there's no reason to get into it.
right,
Because
Right.
it's not necessarily that there's an argument to be had here. It's that I don't want to go down that route myself because it's something that everyone's opinionated on, and I think at least I know I speak for me and Slater whenever I say there ain't a lot that I'm seeing of him that was bad as what everybody tried to make him out to be. And there's plenty enough evidence of it that he wasn't as bad as everyone wanted to make him out to be for the sake of money.
yeah. And I'm gonna say this, and I'll end it with this. For the guy who created Forgetting Neverland, the documentary that tried to show one of the allegations that Michael was had against him, screw you, dude. The only reason I'm saying the screw word is so I can try to be a little bit more family friendly. But you really deserve the F-bomb.
Yeah, we only got about 2 more cuss words left because we blew through them in the first half or first quarter already.
But
Might want to save those for the end.
for real, dude, I don't know what your problem with Michael Jackson is. I don't know if you just mad that he got a song that Prince didn't, or mad that Michael Jackson was better than you, a better person than you. But you can shove your movie down the river and get on going with it, because I'm tired of you, bro. Like, I am tired of people like you. All right, I'm done with that. I had to get that off my chest.
I will say this real quick too. I found it extremely fascinating while just because we watched this in our hometown theater,
Yeah.
small Athens, Tennessee theater. I found it extremely fascinating that at the very end, our whole theater was applauding this movie.
Yeah, we all clapped for the movie at the end of it. The movie, I mean,
Now-
in my words, it's a masterpiece. I get why people, to me, this movie was a perfect movie. That's just to me. Go ahead, Rich. My bad.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say, now don't get me wrong. I understand if I would have went and watched this on Friday night down in Chattanooga or up in Knoxville with a buttload of people. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I thought about going down to Chattanooga there on Friday to catch a viewing of this at I think it's the AMC down there.
Yeah, the rave.
Yeah, the old rave. But it's either that or to Cinemark or something now. I can't think of what it is. Anyways, I was thinking about going there to catch a viewing of it, just because I knew it was going to be packed there.
Yeah.
But, I got caught up at work. Well, it was work that I was wanting to do anyways. So, but nonetheless, it was a great time. and I really enjoyed this movie. I'm looking forward to the sequel that we're getting.
Me too. All right, on to our next topic. Bridge, go ahead and tell us about this movie called Hungry.
All right, so we're getting this random movie that they have decided to make called Hungry. It is about, no joke, the best way I can describe it, it's a horror movie of hungry hippos. Except it's based around one hippo, for now at least, that decides to go on this killing spree of this group of people that go out to a river jungle trek or whatever it is that they're on. And they end up getting stranded out in the middle of the jungle with a hippo on the attack. And they make note in the trailer for this. I watched the trailer on it. And in the trailer, I think it's the scientist or someone that's with them says hippos are vegetarians. So they're not out here to try to kill you to eat you. If it's on the attack, it's killing for fun. So this hippo is just going on a rampage of killing for fun. And it just sounds funny because, it's another version, technically, of one of our childhood things of either a TV show or a kids movie or now a board game coming into the horror genre to follow in the likes of Pinocchio, Steamboat Willie, Winnie the Pooh, Bambi, Peter Pan.
Oh, Jesus,
everything's getting turned into a horror movie, so why not hungry hippos?
Can I chime in real quick?
Go ahead.
So, definitely not a zoologist, y'all, but to anybody who might be listening and even care, herbivores does not equate to non-aggression. But let me give you an example. An example that I'm going to have to Google now.
It's okay, take your time. We got plenty of it.
So, a moose, right? Y'all know moose as a creature. You know they can dive underwater up to 18 to 20 feet?
Yep.
I didn't know that shit. That's scary.
Meaning that they can dive deep enough that an orca whale can kill them.
Yep.
So, when a herbivore like a moose, they're already huge. Like you don't want to mess with all that.
Right.
But reeling it back in, if a herbivore like a moose decides that I'm killing you, I need y'all to understand something. Herbivores don't work like omnivores or predators do, or carnivores. So when a herbivore decides that to attack you, it is a number of things that could be possible. But generally, like a wild moose attack, that moose, for whatever reason, in its brain has registered you as enough of a threat that you will take its life. Ergo, it has decided it is taking you with it. Oh my God.
Now I'm afraid to get in the water in Alaska because could you imagine running from a moose and being like, all right, I'm going to jump in this water and I'm going to be all right.
Bro, you ain't getting away from no moose. That ain't happening, bro.
You just look up.
Yeah. Imagine you dive deep, it's swimming after you, and the only thing that saves you is the orca passing by.
So can I also just throw this random bit out to go back to hippos real quick?
Ugh.
You ever realize how quick a hippo can actually move in water?
Yeah.
Oh God, dude, it's scary.
With how heavy these SOBs are, they can move quick.
You probably get knocked over by the water they force off around them.
So just the thought of this hippo is hunting you down for funsies and can move like nobody's business in the water and on land, it can also run pretty darn quick, and it's heavy. So anything that you try to put in between you and it's more than likely just going to push out its way. Is wild.
And imagine they can smash a watermelon just by closing their
Yes,
mouth.
I was just about to. They literally just smash a watermelon in their mouth like they're chewing a little bit of like not even Hubba Bubba gum, like the freaking hard I'm talking like easy bubble gum.
Imagine they get your leg and they just instantly.
I mean,
it's just
they get your leg, they're ripping more than your leg. Let's put it that way.
They're just Control Alt Delete your walking abilities.
real quick. Real quick. For anybody wondering, it's like So when we say a hippo by closing its mouth can smash a watermelon, what we're telling you is that a hippo's bite force is measured at approximately 1,800 to 2,000 pounds per square inch.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're telling you. We are
so
not
you know them
hard.
This
you
is
know
not
them
PG.
ASMR videos of the steel presses pressing down on things? Yeah, that's the exact same thing, except imagine a hippo's big mouth slowly crunching down on it.
This
and
is
then
not.
they're grabbing you by the leg bit, and as soon as he grabs and moves his head, you're just you're done.
All right, let's get out of this hungry hippos talk, because heaven forbid we have a child in here trying to listen to our podcast and they get absolutely terrified
Of a hippo.
by hippo. They probably love hippos. I mean, there was at one point a song, like I'm pretty sure it was either Mikey or Caleb I just heard talking about having one for Christmas, and not no more. You don't
want one for Christmas anymore.
All right,
poor kid. We're sorry,
little kids. Little kids.
Anyways,
if you're a little kid watching, you better turn this ish now, because we're gonna talk about Clayface.
we still got horror movies to get through. We always have horror movies in our topics. I mean, if you look at our logo, it has blood coming from the mic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a part of our DNA to talk about horror movies and the MCU.
Yep.
Our first little interview was with Art the Clown. I mean, come on.
And occasionally DCU, because this has to do with the DCU.
All right.
Yeah.
So this past week we got the official trailer or teaser trailer for Clayface, and boy, does it look gnarly.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this movie, man. It's giving me the Substance vibes. It's giving me that grotesque, like it looks nasty, and I love it. No, what you guys think of it?
First off, you can't say the term gnarly around me anymore. I've heard
Okay,
cat
eye.
Cat eye way too much to hear it. I'm sorry. It happens, all right? Once you end up around their TikTok, you end up hearing that and pinky up a lot, okay? So, my bad. Anyways, to bounce off of what you were saying, though, Slater, this looks incredible. Yeah. This is what you want for a rated R horror comic book type of movie. Just the times where we see him, like how they show us from the thumbnail. Literally, you click the thumbnail, and the thumbnail's a photo of him staring off into space in the hospital bed. And as soon as you hit that thumbnail, it stays right there, because that's the first scene that pops up. So you're still sitting there staring at him, having a staring contest with him. But it is so fascinating, and you get drawn in, and you go through the different little flashes of his life, and watching his face just randomly droop down while he's standing in front of the window. It's fascinating. Seeing him being tortured, because like that's a part of how he becomes Clayface, is that he gets tortured by a random group. I'm not 100% sure on the group it is that he gets tortured by, but he gets his face cut up a lot.
Jerome used the word gnarly too.
Jerome, I'm telling you, that knuckle sandwich is coming, by God.
Toot him, son.
Anyways, that's 2 episodes now of knuckle sandwich talk for you. double the knuckle sandwiches. You're getting
Knuckles.
a double knuckle sandwich meal. All right,
Double
you're
knuckle.
welcome.
No, it
Anyways,
doesn't come with Sonic.
anyways, back to what we're talking about. Seeing the mace that he makes in the shadows. By God, I hope that we're not only going to see a shadow version of that on the screen. I hope we get to see what's actually going on with that club.
Yeah,
All right, because that's a that's a wicked knuckle sandwich right there. By
We about
God,
did it.
He about did it. He about did it.
that's a wicked knuckle sandwich right there. By God, all right. Anyways,
Jerome said, "You heard me."
Don't worry, I'm reading the comments. I can read what he's saying. All right, I'm just choosing not to pay attention to it and try to put it behind me like a grown up. All right. Anyways, the last bit that I just absolutely loved watching to that teaser was whenever he sits there and wipes his face down in the bathtub, and you see absolutely no face no more, just straight skin.
Yeah.
It's wicked.
Now, apparently, this movie is going to take place before Superman and Supergirl. So, I wonder how they're going to transfer it over. Like, if he's actually going to become a Batman villain, how they'll transfer it.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna. I mean, that like I said, from what I saw of it, I mean, just like
I don't know
I
because
feel like they may end. I mean, it could be Robert Pattinson's Batman that gets this, but I don't know.
No, this is DCU.
I don't know if that's gonna be.
It's already
DCU.
Universe. Yeah.
So
okay, gotcha.
here's
Well,
what
I don't
I'm
know then.
curious about, because Clayface is also seen in the very first TV show that came out.
Yeah.
In I can't think of the TV show name now.
Creature Commandos.
Yep, that's the one. Sorry, I had a complete blank. And we see him get absolutely obliterated. Now, does that mean that he stays obliterated? I don't know. I don't know how they're going to go about it or how they'll explain it at all. But either way, it's going to be fun.
Yeah. Caleb, what'd you think about it?
Oh yeah. Oh my god, dude! Like I saw that trailer, and the intensity that you feel from just the stare down that you're having with Clayface in the hospital. It just like it makes you uneasy, but like Ridge said, it draws you in to see it through. And I still think like you're seeing all those flashes of his life leading up to different faces that he's been wearing, and then it gets the part at the end where he's laying there in the tub and just drags his face down with that little strobe effect. And I was like, dang, dude, this movie is. I'm gonna be honest with you. As long as the writing is there, this movie is gonna be like talked about for a long time. I feel like this is gonna be one of the best movies of the year.
And Mike Flanagan directed it, and if you know who Mike Flanagan is, he did The Haunting of Hill House and Haunting of Bly Manor and all those movies.
I thought he wrote it.
Yeah, well, his psychological horror writing is just and his twists.
Yeah, are awesome.
I mean, the dude is a legend, honestly. Because when I saw that Haunting on Hill House for the very first time, dude, I watched it with a buddy of mine. We binge watched it.
That's one of my favorite.
Oh my god,
that's
dude,
one of my favorite
amazing
stories of all time.
Yeah. Can I throw something out real quick to you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, there is a scene, and this is also going to be a question going out to Jerome, because he would also be very drawn into this. We see him standing in what looks like either a tunnel / alleyway.
Yep.
With
the Gotham stuff everywhere, right?
No, with the clown stuff everywhere.
Yeah. Well, it says Gotham on it, but it has the Joker.
So is that a hint towards Joker?
Maybe.
Oh yeah. I mean, we could see Barry Keoghan.
Dude, I mean. No, he wouldn't show up in this because that's
no, you're right.
Not.
But there's going to be allusions to him, so maybe down the road we get a new, like a redemption of the Joker character from the last Joker movie we had.
from the last Joker movie we had.
Yeah, the Joaquin Phoenix one.
No,
It's not a part of the. It's not a part of the.
no,
I'm
that's an
saying
Elseworlds
this
story, and
would
ain't
be the
nobody
Joker
want that piece of crap thrown into the DCU.
I know. I'm not. You're
All
not
right,
listening to me.
if this is
All
a
your
Joker,
friggin'
if this,
sense, bro.
if
I'm
this
not
is
even
a
saying that.
nod to the Joker in any way, shape, or form, this is to a new DCU Joker.
Yes, that's
And
not what
by
I was
the way,
saying
I'm going
there.
to throw out
Ridge
that
got
this is
so
going to be a Joker that we see from the comics. This is going to be a
Yes.
comic book accurate version of Joker, one with the sharp pointed chin, one that wears what looks like lipstick, and one that has the very nice green hair.
Yeah, that's what I would expect them to do. But yeah, no, I wasn't. That's not the road I was going down. No,
got
I was
so
saying,
pissed
like,
off.
since that last movie,
It got
the
so
taste
red.
of the Joker coming out of my mouth lately has been diminished because of that last movie. And I'm hoping that whatever they introduce in this universe makes it a little better now.
Well, I mean, listen,
That's
you
what I'm
got
trying
to
to
think
say.
still. We still got the
Keoghan.
Barry's
Barry
version
Keoghan.
of the Joker.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I ain't
yes.
trying to say his last name because I'm going to say it wrong, all right? That's why I was trying to avoid here. We still got his, and his looks amazing as well for what it is and for that universe. Just don't let that ruin you like it has me, because you just saw that set me off just hearing the words of that Joker.
No, trust me, I did not like that movie. And
I
like,
don't want to go
it's
back
not
down there out
the
no more.
fact that it was Joaquin Phoenix. It was the fact that the way they structured that movie and the writing into it being a musical made it was. I didn't even want to watch the movie. Like, that's how bad I ended up thinking of it when it came out.
I didn't watch it.
Oh me.
I only watched
I-
bits and pieces of it,
I
and,
just
and that
had-
was where I was like, "Yeah, no, I don't want."
I just had freaking what felt like non-flashbacks. All right,
You're good. I was like,
what
calm
that
down,
hit me
that's
with
not the
just
road I'm
hearing
trying to go.
about that sent me over the edge. Don't do that to me.
You're good, dude. You're good. I get it. I see how you
Oh.
feel, but I wasn't trying to say no. Trust me, no. Trust me.
I-
I'm on
I
the
need
same
to-
page with you on
I
that
need
one.
I need to take some heart medication after that. Get
Go
my
get
heart
you some
rate back
Tums,
down,
my brother.
Good
Go get you some
gosh
Tums.
almighty!
All right, let's get
Ridge needs a
Woo!
Ridge needs a lap. He needs to take a lap.
Now, Mike,
Woo!
did you watch the trailer, Mike, or no?
Woo.
I slept all day and I work all night.
So no.
So no.
So no.
All right,
No.
so let's get on with it so we can get to the last topic because it'll probably be a doozy. All right.
Oh
so,
God.
So before we got on here, I officially watched the trailer for Coyote versus Acme, which, if y'all don't know, is a movie they've had done for a little bit, but Warner Brothers tried to vault it and not release it ever. But the fans have, cheered for the movie to be released, and we are finally getting it. I think it looks great. I'm excited to see it. It looks cool. What do you guys think about it?
Somebody else go before me because I'm still trying to cool down.
It
Go ahead,
looks like
Mikey.
it'll be a fun good. It looks like it'll be a fun movie. From what little bit we saw in the trailer, there, it looks good. It looks like it'll be funny. Though I am curious as to like why Warner Brothers tried to vault it so damn bad. But but other than that, it looks like it'll be a decent time.
All right, Caleb.
Okay. Well, I've been following this movie since the whole thing came out that they were trying to vault it, and I had heard about it, but I didn't know too much about it prior to that. So ever since then, I've been following it, and I've been seeing little bits and pieces of things that they've been talking about trying to get it released over time. And then we finally started to get some, approval that it was coming through. And this trailer shows us, in my opinion, a little taste of maybe why they didn't want this movie to come out. And it's because I have a feeling that whoever was trying to blockade this knew that this movie coming out was going to paint the executives that they were protecting so much in this in a really bad light. Now, the movie looks hilarious. The fact that John Cena is going to be playing basically the head for the corporation as the bad guy. I was like, what? But watching the little bit that we saw of him, I was like, okay, this is going to be good. I think I think it's going to be a really, really good movie when it comes out. And I think that everyone can expect it to be that way, especially because what'll happen. The critic score is going to be low. I can guarantee you that. But I can say this for certain. I think the movie is literally going to be fantastic.
All right, Ridge.
Okay, I'm calm now. I'm calm. Hopefully, the movie is going to do good enough in the box office because the company that bought this movie paid a good chunk of change for it. Ketchup Studios. I can't remember exactly how much they paid to get this movie, but they paid a freaking arm and leg and a half for it. So I hope it performs well. From what the trailer shows, it looks great. It looks like it's going to be a fun time, and it also looks like probably the best movie that Ketchup has right now. As far as the Looney Tune movies go. Because the ones before it, which I think was just one, wasn't as great and didn't look fun. But this one actually looks good and it looks fun. And I'm looking forward to it.
All right. All right.
And it's gone quiet, so I'm worried.
No, I just said all right, I was doing something. My bad.
You're trying to set up for the next slide.
It was just completely quiet and awkward. So.
So moving on from that, we are finally. Well, I say finally because I feel like I've been hearing about this for a minute now, but we officially got the announcement that Michael B. Jordan and Austin Butler are rebooting. Well, are starring in the reboot for Miami Vice called Miami Vice 85. I remember watching Miami Vice growing up, especially the movie that Jamie Foxx was in. Great movie. So, I mean, I'm excited. I love Austin Butler and I love Michael B. Jordan, so I'm definitely going to watch the movie. I don't know, much about it. I don't think anybody does, so I'm excited to see what comes out of it, though. Fellas, what do you think?
I think it. Go ahead, Caleb.
Oh, I'm not Caleb.
Mikey, sorry, didn't know who was talking.
I was just gonna say my piece real quick. It's not impressive, much like myself. I don't know a whole lot about Miami Vice, but I am interested in seeing what the movie is about. I'm curious to see how Michael B. Jordan and Austin Butler's dynamic is in the movie. So, if there was ever a time to educate myself about Miami Vice, it's probably now. I'll probably just read through a screenplay.
Yeah. No.
Well, you're going to do better research than me because, I mean, I'm just going to wait till this comes out. Like you, I don't know a single thing about Miami Vice. I know the name of it. I've heard the name. I've seen slight snippets of it in the past, but nothing too memorable. The only things I've ever known about Miami Vice or anything to do with the term Miami Vice is the colorway that you see in sports. So that's about all I'm good for. And I do think that this is a pretty good pairing to put together on this type of, whether it's a movie or TV show, I don't know. But it's a great pairing, I think. And it'll be very interesting to see how this duo works.
All right. And Caleb, you got anything
Say
to
the
say on
same.
it?
Yeah, I was pretty much gonna say that I share the exact same opinion as Ridge on it because I don't know too much about Miami Vice. I've heard of it. I know it's popular a lot among a lot of people, but I do agree that this is a good pairing too because it, Michael B. Jordan's great. They're both great actors, and I feel like they're gonna enjoy doing this. So hopefully, it's a good movie.
All right. So, next topic. Ridge, we got the announcement of the new director for a new Texas Chainsaw movie on top of the show that Glenn Powell is producing. What was his name again? Brendan Curry?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I hope. I told you I'm not the biggest fan of this franchise, but I hope with this director, because this guy has done some great things, I am hoping that this movie turns out good. I'm hoping that the show helps it become even better. It makes me a little bit more excited because it shows that they're willing to take somebody who's fresh and new to make something that's iconic. Ridge, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that this is an interesting route to go down. Putting this guy in charge of the movie. Now, at the same time, we are still getting the TV show first, and then it will lead into this movie. So it'll be interesting to see how the two flow together, and I'm looking forward to what this guy is able to bring to the iconic character that is Leatherface. If you if you think you recognize this guy, you probably do. He has been on TikTok before. He done a lot of funny little bits here and there on TikTok. He's made a very low budget movie before that got him his start. That cost, I think, roughly $800 for a movie. So, and apparently, like, it was, for what it was worth, it was really good.
Yeah, it was.
I think it like won an award in the indie film scene. And then he went on to direct a much larger movie that came out, I think, last year. I can't not remember the name of it.
I can't remember.
Do you know what it is?
No, I forgot.
It's not Companion. I can't remember what it is. But I can tell you what it's about. It's about a girl that becomes obsessed with.
Oh, it's Obsessed. Obsessed. It's what it's
Obsessed.
called.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie.
Okay.
That movie does look awesome. Like.
So he's the director behind that movie. So this guy has had his thumb in some pretty good stuff, and I'm just, like I said, I'm looking forward to what he's able to bring to this character.
It's Obsession, and the guy's name is Curry Barker, not Brendan Curry. My bad.
We were beating around the bush, okay?
And the first movie, the movie that he made with the $800 budget, is called Milk and Cereal.
And I know that a poster looks really odd to it.
Yeah, it's a messed up movie, but it's really good.
So, like I said, it'll be interesting. This is one of my favorite characters in the slasher scene of horror movies. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm always down to see what someone can do with this character. And since it's going to be right after the TV show that's going to be coming out, it's got to be good, right? Or hopefully it'll be good.
Hopefully.
With A24, I think, too, on it. So.
Yeah. All right. Caleb, Mikey, what do you guys think about it?
Well, I mean, I'm not the biggest horror movie fan on the face of the planet, but it sounds good to me.
Right.
It's nice to, hear that things aren't too stagnant out there.
Word.
I mean, I think we just see where they go with it. I hope it's not my favorite franchise either. So I mean, I hope they do good though. It'd be nice to have another really good horror movie that, like Mikey said, isn't exactly the whole part of it. It's not stagnant or anything. So
Right.
I kind of agree with that.
Okay. All right, on to the next one. All right. So, Ridge, I want you to explain this whole Infinity Vision crap to us.
Okay, so it came out over, I think it was CinemaCon, where the first bit of news came out on this, that the MCU is debuting this new Infinity Vision. Okay, and you might be asking yourself, does this mean that we're getting a new type of screen? Does this mean we're getting a new type of filming? No, it does not. It means that if you see this logo underneath, let's say just for our sake, because we live in a small town, if you go out to AMC, more than likely this will be underneath whenever Doomsday comes out, underneath the big D screen.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just a way to make it look like this is the best place to watch the movie at, is on this screen right here, and that's it. Okay, it's just, like you said, it's supposed to be a cash grab since they didn't get their IMAX screens. To me, it's a waste of time. They should have just moved up their date so way they could get IMAX screens. They didn't need to do this little Infinity Vision because nothing's going to change, guys. It's not a new camera. It's not a new set of screens that are coming into your theaters. No, it's just simply they're going to have this banner up next to whatever they think the best screen is to watch it that isn't an IMAX screen, because they don't get the IMAX screen. So, like I said, if you're going to AMC, more likely it's going to be underneath the Big D, which sounds hilarious whenever I say it that way. If you go to your Regal Cinemas, it's going to be underneath their, I think it's the Dolby
With the screenette
screens. Well, yeah, probably that too, and it'll probably be also underneath like the 4DX screen if you go to that. Wherever the biggest screens are at, okay, that's where you're going to find this logo at. That's all it is. It's just a logo grab. It's just to make it seem like, oh yeah, this is the best way to watch this because it's going to be an even better experience because it's a different screen. It's a much larger screen. It's a way so that way they make sure that you're paying more money to watch it on the biggest screen possible. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm more likely going to be watching this on 2 different nights. One night in Athens at what their biggest screen is, because I mean, let's face it, any super popular movie they play on their biggest screen possible. And then after that, probably the next night, I'll go watch it up in Turkey Creek or wherever on another big screen, either way, because I enjoy movies on big screens, and I'm a sucker whenever it comes to the MCU. So, of course, I'm going to already be paying for the whatever the quote-unquote Infinity Vision is, because I'm a sucker for the MCU. So I got to watch it the best way possible. Okay, now I will say that does not mean that I'm going to go out of my way to watch this in 4DX.
Nah.
This is not a movie that I think will be good in 4DX. I think that this will be a better experience.
On an IMAX screen or something like that.
Well, not IMAX screen because they don't get the IMAX screens. But like their Dolby audio screens or whatever it's called. Just the best screen that they have available that looks good to me.
Yeah.
Like the 4DX, the only movie I think that I have coming up that I'm probably going to watch on that screen will be The Odyssey, because I think that's going to be a really good movie to watch that way. But other than that, there's certain movies to watch on a 4DX screen. And I don't think Doomsday is one of them. But yeah, that's just what I want. I wanted to get that out there to you guys. So that way, if you hear about this Infinity Vision, and don't know a thing about it, and you would like to know about it, that's what it is. It's a cash grab to tell you this is the best that they got to work with. And they want you to make sure that you're spending as much money as possible on the scene to make up for not getting an IMAX screen.
All right. Any of you fellas got anything to say on this?
Ridge was then body snatched and never heard from again because he outed company.
I just had to put it out there. I got a red dot on me right now.
Why is it changing color? They got RGBs now?
Don't ask questions, all right? You'll have a dot on you if you ask too many questions.
Well, I asked why our boss's computer needed an RGB keyboard and mouse, and I got told to leave.
So yeah, you're already on the list. You're just a little bit lower down. All right.
I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Any questions can be directed to my lawyer.
I ain't gonna do you no good.
Caleb, you got anything to say on the old Infinity Vision?
No, other than that, I think that's like the stupidest way to just say, look, it's better without us actually doing anything better to it. So,
come give us your money.
Yeah, here, let me just rob you real quick. You know,
we already are. You didn't have to do this.
There's going to be some of us.
We're already going to give money to watch this movie.
Man.
I know good and well it's going to cost me close to $100, maybe even more. Because if you think about it, for like what I'm wanting to do, okay, watch it on Thursday night in Athens, okay.
Yep.
That's however much money a normal price ticket is there, okay. I also have to eat that night. I also have to spend money on gas to get there that night. Okay, the next night. On a Friday night, I'm going to be driving all the way up to Knoxville so that way I can watch it there and experience it with that crowd.
And that's a $30
and spend even more money because I got the fancier screen up at the Turkey Creek Regal, and you know that thing costs at least $40 for that one ticket itself, not to mention the gas again there. So that's... My gas costs roughly to fill up for full tanks about anywhere from $50 to $70, according to where I go. And then on top of that, not to mention, I also have to get food while I'm up there. Oh, and not to mention that if I don't eat before and wait till after, more than likely I'm going to get concessions, and concessions cost an arm and a leg anymore.
15,
so
20
I'm going
bucks for popcorn and a drink.
I'm going to be spending a lot for that in of itself. You already have my money.
But they want
because it's doomsday. And because I want to experience it in different ways.
Just like in Star Wars. More! More!
They want all of it.
Like, damn, bro.
All right. Oh, so since we're ranting, we are about
okay, now we're down to one cuss word now.
Apologies, everybody. It's stressful out here.
It's about to be used. So before we get into it, I am going to say every single name on this list. So, a few days ago, TKO decided to make their post-WrestleMania cuts. And we got some pretty controversial cuts. First of all, Aleister Black. Second of all, Zelina Vega. Then we got...
You want to sit here and say third of all?
No, shut up.
you started it. All right, I'm just saying.
Then we got Kairi Sane, Santos Escobar, the Motor City Machine Guns. I literally called that one. Apollo Crews, Zoe Stark, Alba Fire, and the one that pissed us off the most, the Wyatt Six. Bo Dallas, Nikki Cross, Joe Gacy, Eric Rowan, and Dexter Lumis all got released. Then, out of the NXT and developmental, Andre Chase, Dante Chen, Tyra May Steele, Serena Linton, Tyson DuPont, Tyreek Igwe, Chris Island, Malik Blade, Trill London, and Luca Crucifino. Everybody take a breath because it's about to get toasty up in this.
Yeah.
TKO.
Jeez, back up from the mic a
Go
little
away.
bit.
Go away.
TKO. Y'all are about to get these hands, cause like, what is the point? First of all, Caleb, you can back me up on this.
Yep. I know what you're about to say.
Last week, we got word that the original storyline for the Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton story was that they originally wanted Aleister Black to be the one that Randy Orton was talking to and the one that was messing with Randy's head, because they was wanting to go a more darker route with the story with Randy. Honestly, would have made sense the way they wanted to do it. But then TKO decided to shove Pat McAfee down our throat and give us
wanted to be a part of it, which was great.
And give us one of the fastest and one of the most, and I'm sorry, Ridge, I'm taking it, one of the most shittiest WrestleMania main events we got in a long time. And the fact that y'all let him get elbowed through a table by Jelly Roll, then he came back out just to slow count.
Yeah.
And then have a whole useless turning on Pat McAfee just for Cody to retain, and then Randy to punt his head off.
And then for Cody to show up on Monday with a black eye, but still standing after the punt.
But the fact that y'all do that, then now you're turning around, and because of how much money you lost on WrestleMania this year, you go and
from your own mistakes.
You go and cut people who have been built up and legends of the wrestling community that hasn't even been used because you can't get your head out of your butt and want people who's, sitting on the back fence being like, hey guys, remember me from, 40 freaking years ago? And it's like, Motor City Machine Guns are some of the most legendary tag team wrestling people in the world.
And they didn't use them.
And I think the only match I ever saw Motor City Machine Gun was in like almost 2 years ago.
Well, it was a tag team match that they did where they won the championship. Or they won the tag titles. And I was like, good, use them, because I remember watching them in TNA.
But the one that
when I was a kid, but dang.
The one there's two that make me three that make me the most mad.
Yep.
First of all, I mentioned the Aleister Black. You bring him back for nothing. You didn't even let him stay a year. 364 days he was back in WWE, and you barely pushed him. You used him and Zelina to be the new Karrion Kross and Scarlett. Then you just throw them in the garbage.
Who are great people, by the way. I've met them. They're fantastic.
Second of all, the Wyatt Six. I understand to a point why it didn't work out. But, like Rich says, what was the point of y'all bringing them back and making this such a big thing just for y'all to release them 2 years later?
It just feels like disrespecting Bray at that point. That's what that feels like. It feels like, we're just going to milk this tragedy for money.
Y'all hype them up. And
when you do crap like that.
You constantly hype them up, and you constantly bring it up, but every time that they come out there, they lose.
Yeah, dumb, stupid. That made no sense. You know how many times I was peeved off about watching them lose pointlessly.
The biggest one for me out of this is Kairi Sane.
Yep. Yes.
Kairi Sane in NXT was one of the biggest women's wrestlers after Asuka.
Yep.
You have Kairi Sane and Asuka as the Kabuki Warriors, one of the best, if not the best, women's tag team out there.
Yep.
But you keep letting them get outshined by teams that don't even really make sense.
Yeah.
And then you don't even give Kairi a singles run when she's arguably one of the best female wrestlers in the world. And I'm not.
I mean, they were setting her up to. It seemed like they were setting her up for a turn on Asuka. A great storyline they could have told there, and then they just drop her.
Here soon, Julia is going to be released. I feel it. I feel it coming.
I do too.
And that's another person that is like massive in the wrestling world that they just brought over just to waste their time.
Milk money off of them.
You know, Zoe Stark, you release her off of a bad injury. Alba Fire, you kept her around without her tag team partner. Of course you're not going to have anything to do with her. Apollo Crews, dude's been sitting in WWE for years, and y'all have not done nothing with him. And like you get rid of all these developmental kids. What do you want? Do you want the people who was running the show now running the show in 30 years? It's ridiculous. It's bonkers, and I pray to God WWE gets rid of TKO somehow.
Yeah, they need to go. Like they need to get out of the wrestling business, and they need to go mind their own business back in the UFC or whatever they were doing before, because they don't understand this business. They don't understand its fans, and they dang sure don't understand what we want and what the wrestlers that have been there for years being built up and not being used by them should, they don't understand anything about this. It's and if they do, then they're doing this on purpose, and then they really need to get out of the business.
It's just like it puts a tempering on the sport that we love, and y'all make it just look bad. And that's all.
Have you seen the comments?
That's all y'all have done, dude. That's all they've done.
I mean, look at all the fans who say, "Well, screw this. I'm running off to AEW." They're actually using people, and I'm like, "Well, I don't blame you. I don't. Don't get me wrong. AEW is not greater than WWE, but they are a great independent wrestling company in their own right, and they're actually using these younger generations to do stuff. They're actually utilizing them."
I'm gonna say one thing, and I'm gonna let Ridge do his part because I know he's gonna go off.
No.
I'll let Mikey say his point because Ridge will be going hard. So my big thing that I can think of right now is Triple H.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you letting TKO just bully you?
Because he has no power over them.
The thing is, he should. And
how? Because he's being bought by them. The company themselves have been bought by TKO. TKO oversees everything. They're the ones over creative and everything. They're the ones that have the final say because they are the ones that paid the big bucks to buy out this company and to do whatever they pleased with it. And they said, the owner said in a class at University of Alabama, he knows he's going to piss off fans. He knows that people are going to turn away, but he doesn't care because he's trying to bring in different audiences. He doesn't care about us.
Yeah. The core of the business, the thing that kept them alive, the fans that actually stuck around.
So Triple H has no say over this. He can sit here and write out everything for these guys to say. These guys can go out there and say whatever they want to right now.
Yep.
But it doesn't matter because nothing's going to get fixed because it's underneath TKO's watch.
And honestly, my fault on trying to put it on Triple H because that's one thing he is doing is telling these guys to go out there and speak their mind.
Yeah, and that's a big respect to him for that because I started to notice that directly after a lot of this issues from TKO.
Because and honestly, I hope that this almost turns into like an internal implosion type of thing to where everybody starts going against him because a lot of wrestlers are coming out and talking about the TKO situation. A lot of people are. And the thing is like, I want this to implode. I want a revolution. That's what it needs to be. It needs to be an internal revolution.
We need Jesse Ventura to come back and get these guys a union.
The thing is Triple H led one of the biggest revolutions in wrestling history whenever DX invaded WCW.
Yes.
And the thing is Triple H is part of D-Generation X, one of the biggest stick-it-to-the-man groups in wrestling history. That's all that DX is about, is sticking it to the man. And I hope something happens, man. I'm praying for something to happen, at least by next Mania.
Yeah. Because we need TKO is a serious problem in this business. They have proven that they are an unreliable overseer, 100%.
It's just
That
like
you can't rely on them to do anything right. It's very obvious now.
when you are having 5 to 8 hour broadcasts for WrestleMania, and you don't even have a full hour of
Yep.
match time between the night one wasn't even a full hour of matches. Night two, though we had a long match at the end of it, it still wasn't even a full hour. Honestly, night two was shorter than night one. And honestly,
And it was better.
Night two was awesome, but night one was
Night two was a banger after banger.
But night one was atrocious. It felt like we was watching a Saturday night main event.
Yeah.
And
Imagine the people who paid for the tickets to sit there and watch that night one.
there's people who sat front row who paid $50,000+ to be at that show, and that's what y'all.
There was one that paid enough to sit beside the announcers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's insanity. You push this, we're back in Las Vegas, it's going to be bigger than ever. And it's like, you just fumbled the bag. And we kind of expected it because you've been on this path of screwing up lately. And people shifting blame from one to another. And now it's very clear where the blame lies in the problems with the WWE. And that's with TKO. When you have fans who detest everything that Vince McMahon did during his time at the company, saying, we want Vince back, that is when you know you are not doing the business right. Just saying.
Mikey, Mikey, I'll let you say your piece before we get Ridge in here.
Yeah.
I have a lot to say, but unfortunately we are out of swear words.
I'll give you one.
No,
said I'll give you one.
No, it's okay, Ridge. I think that one belongs to you. But it's not that intense for me. My feelings are very deeply hurt by what I am seeing, but a lot has already been said that what I could say, something I was going to say earlier when we were talking about the Motor City Machine Guns, is something I saw somebody else say on TikTok, and I thought that was relevant, and that was, do we just hate our tag team division?
Pretty much.
Is that what this is? Is that what this is? Do we just hate them because it seems like y'all don't care about it? We do. So why do you even still have the belts if this is going to be the decision-making process? On top of that, I'm equally upset about the Wyatt Six, and I'm also very deeply upset about how they were handled. Period. Because first of all, I thought that was cool. I thought their whole thing was cool. Why? Because I might not be the biggest horror fan, but I still like spooky stuff. I like the intrigue. It's like they gave me the same feeling of like sort of anxious excitement that I got from watching Undertaker as a kid. Like, I don't know what's about to happen, but it's going to be spooky, but also really cool. Like, they had the aura. It was there. And nothing. You made them look like clowns out there. And Nikki Cross, y'all didn't give her a fighting chance. That woman...
She didn't even have a match ever since she's been in the Wyatt Six.
That woman deserved a proper chance to prove herself beyond what they gave her, which is just about nothing. Just about nothing. Because she is a fantastic wrestler.
Yeah.
She's a fantastic performer, and they gave her nothing. And I can't imagine the kind of heartbreak that group is experiencing, knowing that this is what it has come to. This is what it amounts to. That this is disrespectful. They have been disrespected. You know, moving on, as far as Triple H goes, like, Jordan, you said it best. One member of the two-headed monster that was DX, or at least as I knew them, I recognized DX as Triple H and Shawn Michaels, but DX was also had more members than that. But in the era that I knew DX, they were the "You're the man, LOL, we don't care." And it's just I look at Triple H, and it's not a matter of, let me put it this way, suffering from success. Right? You have become the monster you swore to destroy in its own way. And there is something so sadly poetic about that. But I know that let me rephrase. I like to believe that genuinely Triple H does not like this. He hates it.
Certainly
That's
does.
what
Yeah.
that is what I choose to believe, that he loathes this, because otherwise he wouldn't be telling people, "Hey, speak your mind. This isn't cool." On top, moving forward, with Aleister Black, holy crap! I don't, if anything, I feel like there's very little I could say about that Aleister Black probably hasn't indirectly referenced himself, among other things. So I'm just gonna leave that there. But really, it just chalks up to, I'm not angry. I'm deeply disappointed. And you should feel worse about that. That's all I've got.
All right. Ridge, let him have it.
Well,
Yep.
I'm gonna
Go for it, brother.
Listen.
Please, because I had no curse words I could use. Go for it.
all right. Listen, I know y'all want me to go off. I know you want to see this very bombastic thing that I could do, like I just about did over Walking Phoenix Joker 2. But the longer I've sat here, the more so I've simmered myself down. I'm going to try to just stay calm. Because if not, there's a chance I'm going to blow out somebody's eardrums that decide to wear earbuds while listening to us, which was a mistake in the first place. As somebody that was really getting into WWE again, once Triple H took over, and this puts a sore taste in my mouth. I know it's not his fault, or I'm hoping it's not his fault, and that it is TKO's fault. I mean, they came out blatantly and said that everything that we love and hate is because of them. Every single match that we praise, yeah, they did that for us. You're welcome. Every match that they hate, or that we hate, yeah, we did that. You're welcome. That's their outlook on it. That's the wrong type of outlook to have. You don't know how to do this business. You shouldn't have ever put your thumb in the business. You should have just left the business running of this company to Triple H. You shouldn't have put your input in. Your first mistake, and I'm talking directly with TKO right now, if they are here. Your first mistake was, or that I can think of, was saying that WrestleMania needed to go back to Vegas. Needing whoever the highest bidder is to be the one to get WrestleMania. The same way that it's about to go out to Saudi Arabia. Sure, it'll be cool for them, and sure, it'll sell great for them. And you'll see a lot of people go to that. But you screwed up taking it away from New Orleans, taking away from a fan base to put right back in Vegas because they offered more money. You're looking short-sighted with wanting more money up front. You don't think about the long-term picture. The same with the wrestlers. You're not looking at a long-term picture. If you're going to bring in a wrestler, you got to think long-term for that wrestler. If you can't think of anything to do with that wrestler or those wrestlers long-term, why bring them in to begin with? You sit there and screwed around. You wanted money, and now that you didn't get the money that you were looking for, you decided, all right, well, this is what we're going to do next. Take it. We see releases all the time, so this is no surprise that we have releases.
Right.
What is surprising is the names on the releases. It's the White Six. That's the first ones that got me underneath my skin. because you brought them in, you had this incredible showing of them, but you couldn't figure out what to do with them. You thought short term with them. You thought, oh, it'll be a great comeback story. The Wyatt Six are back. The idea that Bray Wyatt had was great, and we're going to run with it, and we're going to bring them back. Oh, wait, never mind. We're going to put them in the same feud for what, 6 months?
Yep.
And then that's all we got for them. We don't know what else to do with them. Oh, and Nikki Cross, we don't know what to do with them. I could tell you what you should have done, but it's already too late. Because if you would have been smart, you probably should have just added Alexa Bliss in, where she belonged.
Yep.
With Nikki Cross, and ran that as a tag team, and had Charlotte Flair going into this mid-card title scene, so that way you would have had another big name going after these mid-card title belts. Alright? But again, you thought short term. Same with, I'm going to say, the next one that comes off to mind is the Motor City Machine Gun. You thought short term with them. You knew that AEW had them. You knew that they were about to become free agents. And you knew that you wanted to get them right there in that moment because you did not want AEW to have them. You thought short term again. You didn't think You didn't think of what you guys, of what WWE has been doing with a lot of these characters sometimes, and that's long story booking. You didn't think about the long story booking for it. You didn't have a plan. Why bring them in if you're not going to have a plan to begin with that's longer than a few months or a year?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Why bring them in? It's a waste. It's a waste of space. You can use another wrestler for whatever story that you was going to use right there. Another one, Kairi Sane. All right. This ain't the first time that we've seen her release, neither, by the way.
Yeah.
And it sucks that she's gone again. And yeah, you did have a long story that you were telling with her, but you didn't know how to pay it off, and you didn't know when to pay it off.
So they abandoned it.
But then even after that, you didn't know what to do with her other than this one story. And to have her as this one background character to Asuka and Io Sky. What you could have done is you could have said, oh, here's a good wrestler that we have. Let's go put her in the women's mid-card titles that doesn't have that great of story sometimes because we don't know what to do over here. And heaven forbid, Aleister Black. By God, I'm trying not to go off. Aleister Black wasn't even in for, what, a full year maybe?
364 days.
Not even a full year back in the WWE. You had ideas, but instead you said no because that's not a good enough story. That's not going to sell tickets. I'm calling bullcrap. It would sell tickets. And what's funny is that he was playing a role to a character that you already released before.
Yep.
Him and his wife both. And it's funny as all get out that you release Aleister Black and his wife. The same way you did Karrion Kross and his wife. Because you didn't think the story was going to be interesting enough and not make enough money. Because you need to put a celebrity right there instead. Because you need to waste time and spend more money on other things that doesn't even need to happen to think short term and to try to push ticket sales. Because you screwed the pooch yourself. And no one was going to show up because of it. You had some show up, don't get it wrong. But you could have had more people show up if you would have done things better. If you would have figured out the stories going in that actually made sense. And nothing made sense that was going in. The only thing that made sense to me going into Mania was Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi. And that lasted, 5 minutes? Maybe 8?
Give or take.
As well as like a bunch of other matches. Because you don't know how to tell a good long match. Because you want to run ads so that way you make up for money that you lost.
Yeah. Crazily ridiculous, bro. I mean, just asinine.
All I can say to going back to Aleister Black and Zelina Vega real quick. My personal hope for them is that they go over to MLW. Why? Because I would love to see Aleister Black versus Karrion Kross in Knoxville.
Yeah, that would actually be great.
I would love to see those two.
I thought about going to that show, honestly. I really thought about going to that show.
I mean, it's going to happen in May. And the ticket price for that is what? $13 or $15?
Yep.
Oh, really? Well, I might actually try to go to that.
It's cheap!
Well, I might actually try to go to that.
Just like AEW is freaking cheap. Because it is meant to get families in the door. And you miss that, and instead you want to aim for all these other people because all these other sports can pay that much. So why can't WWE do the same thing? Because WWE is not based around corporate things like all these other sports. The WWE was centered around family and something for kids to want to go to. But you can't have it that way. Because you want to push money over everything else. And you screw the pooch on that.
Trust, I had to go through a whole process because I'm going to Raw in May, and I had to go through a whole dang process just to get my tickets. You can ask Caleb about it.
Yeah, he was like...
I hope the show is worth it for you, Slater.
I hope so.
Because, heaven forbid, you're going to get there and probably watch more ads than backstage promos and more than matches in the ring.
Yep, probably.
As for me personally, I'm done with WWE for right now. Not because of anything that Triple H has done, not because of anything that their president in WWE has done, nothing that the wrestlers themselves have done. But because of TKO not knowing that they need to take their thumb off of business that they know nothing about. TKO ain't the answer. Vince ain't the answer. I don't know what the answer is. But what we got right now ain't cutting it. And I'm done with it. That's about as much as a rant I got. I can't bring myself to go off on 50 other things that aren't going to connect, but all have to do with cussing out TKO. I don't want to do that.
All right. Does anybody got anything else to say before we wrap it up?
Only that, I love WWE, and I just, this is so depressing because I love watching Kairi Sane. Them dropping her off was just stupid. And, like I said, I've met Karrion and Scarlett with my brother, and they are the nicest freaking people. And when I heard them talk a little bit about how, they are doing now and everything that they went through, and now we're seeing it really play out, it's almost like TKO just, it comes down to two things. Either they're too stupid to understand, or they're too evil to care. This is where we're at with them, and regardless, either way, they need to go. They need to get out of this business, and they need to stay away from it, and they just need to stay away from the wrestling world. Sure, they brought money, but they have taken away the substance of the entire industry there. So.
All right. Mikey, anything else to say?
No.
All right.
Let's end this thing on a good note.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's turn this around later.
Go ahead, Ridge.
Yeah, so Oh man, let's talk about what we got coming up. We're done with our main topics for today, but let's talk about what we got coming up in the near future before we wrap up our video. We got coming up. What is it? Next month? Yeah, next month. Me and Slater will be going to Nashville to a Electric Cowboy concert, and in a non-literal sense slash literal ish, we're going to take you guys with us. We are going to. Me and Slater really haven't talked about this fully, but I've made the decision. We're going to live stream this on our adventurous ways to the concert and the things that we do before we get there, whether it's wherever we stop off to eat at, whether it's just us chilling in the hotel room. So that way we can talk to you guys and tell y'all what's about to go down. We'll get there. We'll show you guys probably what the line looks like out the door for it. We'll not record while we're in there, just out of respect and because we don't have permission to do so. If we figured out last second how to, or if we could film a little bit, that'd be cool. But I'm not going to push my luck. So after we get done at the concert, however, we'll hop back on and talk to you guys out of breath, because we won't have any breath from the amount of jumping up and down, the amount of screaming and yelling of the songs, singing that we're going to belt out unnecessarily out of tune, and also drenched in sweat probably from the short walk back to the hotel that we'll have. And we'll try to, tell y'all about our experience of it. We might show a little bit of us heading back if we end up stopping off and doing anything on our way back home. But that's what we have coming up in the very near future. Also, later on down the road, we have CreepyCon. We're not 100% sure that we're going to have media passes for that. I'm not going to hold my breath on that, but I know I'll be there. I think Slater's going to try to be there.
Yeah.
Caleb, I don't know if he'll be there or not. Mikey, I don't know if he'll be there or not. But we're going to try to show up to it because there's a lot of cool stuff that's going to be there. And we want to show you guys. And we're going to try and live stream from that as well and have a good time there. And then, of course, even further on down the line in September, we'll talk about this stuff always at the end of our podcast from here going forward. We will be having our booth at the Scream Chambers Halloween event, or whatever you want to call it. Kickoff event. Thank you. So make sure that you come out to it, to come see us there. Check out all the other vendor booths that are going to be there. There'll be some cool stuff that you can purchase from other people and the tiny businesses around the area. Also, make sure that if you do come, that you put your name in for, or buy yourself a raffling ticket, because they will be raffling off 2 tickets to the Scream Chamber from us that will get you into their haunt. So, and I'm pretty sure that's the ticket, or the raffling ticket is a lot cheaper than 2 tickets themselves. Yeah. So make sure that you put your name down for that, and maybe they'll put you in the same group as us. I don't know. And we'll also be trying to do an interview with management, to talk to them, pick their brains a little bit about the plays and about, everything that went into bringing the haunt to life. Let's see here. What else will we be talking to them about? We'll probably tease about me a little bit with them and my time in there, and I'll tell my experiences and We'll tell ghost stories, maybe. That, and we're also going to try to make sure that we are live later on in the night to get people's reactions after they come running out from the haunt, and get their reactions and see how they felt or see what they think of the experience, to let you guys know and make sure that we're trying to get you guys out there to this haunt, because it is one of the best haunts in the nation and the most terrifying haunt out there. So yeah, that's what we got coming up in the near future. Other than that, Slater, you got anything?
Nah, man, I think it's good. I'm good for the show.
All right, Caleb.
When is CreepyCon? What's the dates for those again?
July 31st through August 2nd.
Okay, yeah, I can definitely get that off. That's plenty of time for me to get off for it. So,
Mikey, if you can't get that off, I just want you to get off for the Scream Chamber.
And what? When did they open up?
We'll see about that. Walmart's fickle.
We know about Walmart. We understand.
Fickle.
I was there. I know. I was there.
I've been longer.
I know, but I was there when it was written.
Anyways, Caleb, what was you asking though?
Yeah. So, when is the Scream Chamber event? What day is that?
September 19th.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely be there for both of those for sure.
The
I just wanted to make sure that way I put in for it.
Now the Scream Chamber thing is like an all-day thing.
Yeah. I'll I can.
Well, okay. So I don't think it's an all-day thing, but I think we'll be there from at least. I want to say we start up. I can't remember when we start up. So you're at 10 or 11, I think.
Yeah,
10 or 11.
Yeah, but then we'll be there until they shut down the haunt, because it's a part of it is that we'll be there.
Yeah.
Is that we had to let them know if we're going to be there all day or only part of the day, and we said, by God, we'll be there from opening until closing.
So basically, we'll be there for about 12 hours.
Close to it, maybe more.
Yeah,
It depends on. It depends on when the last person gets out.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was thinking it would go to.
I think that they'll stop selling tickets at about 10 o'clock that night. So, but we'll be there
longer. Yeah,
we'll be there until the last person gets out.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm cool with that. You know me, I can sleep for 12 hours, get up, and be up 24.
But
well, I can't, but
I can set it up that way because I lucked out. I'm being off, Sundays through Monday, so I'll have plenty of time to catch up on sleep and stuff if I have to.
But all right, folks.
All right. Well, no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say we had a good episode, and we thank for everybody who stuck around for listening, and anybody who watched for listening, and anybody that listens in the future for listening. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Just hit the like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, grab your next kin's phone, subscribe for them. They might like us in the future. Who knows? If we might talk about something they might like here soon. So
it's all free, and we're trying to get to 150 subs by end of the year. So
yep.
Also,
go ahead.
Sorry, last thing. Make sure that you guys are liking us and following us over on Facebook.
Yes.
Yep. Absolutely.
We need
Please
to that up. We're only at 50. Yep. So only half of y'all half of you subscribers are over there. We need all 100 or so of y'all over there, so we can start doing lives from there too. Or else all of our videos are only going to be on one platform. So make sure that you get to it.
Yep.
The link tree's in the description. So
speaking of, we need to work on our TikTok page.
Oh yeah, we do need to work on our TikTok page, don't we?
TikTok is hard.
Oh my God, dude!
TikTok is hard to run, man.
We got
because everything goes through so quick. The algorithm.
We got what, 1 or 2 videos over there.
It's still hard to run, man.
It is, and CapCut having stuff like that. I mean, you gotta pay for stuff if you want good quality in that video.
Yeah.
We don't need good quality. All we need is just to make sure that we get a few videos every now and then up and over there, or some shorts of us. I mean, we're going to be going to places.
I'll work on it.
Well,
Pretty
also,
sure
guys,
quality makes me look better. So
as I've discussed with you guys previously, I am planning at some point on doing some vlogging, and maybe I can throw in some TikTok videos. I guess I'll announce this. I haven't said anything until just today to my own parents, but we actually have 10 ghost towns within our county that I'm actually considering going to and video recording and possibly doing some metal detecting to share some videos. So if you guys would like to see that, let's send it in the comments.
Heck yeah, ghost hunting and metal detecting.
And one last thing, remember
that'll be a good video to watch if you want to take a nap.
Oh yeah, so you want to get hey now, history is exciting.
Yeah, metal detecting's really exciting, bud.
Sure is.
Metal,
all right,
detecting.
I don't want a single text from you when I find an extremely valuable metal object.
You ain't going to get a single text from me. You ain't got to worry about that. I don't care how valuable it is.
When I get rich from this, I will.
Okay.
When I find the badge,
you ain't going to get a single text over. You might get a text of me laughing about it. Hey, you remember that time I told you it was funny? It still is funny, though, because, I mean, the idea of sitting around watching someone metal detect. Don't get me wrong. The idea of going out metal detecting and finding the stuff yourself, sure, that might be fun. But watching someone else do it?
No, honestly, it's not. The more that I think about it, it doesn't sound like a bad idea, especially for somebody like Caleb, because he can have a voice. He can have a voiceover of him telling the history of the place that he's at while he's metal detecting.
While recording him looking at the back.
Let me tell you something. People love voiceovers.
Just him.
You would be very
voiceover while him looking at the freaking dirt and that metal detector go left or right.
Hey man, that's the type of stuff I'll be watching on the toilet in the mornings.
No joke.
That's the type of stuff I'd have on it by That's the type of stuff I have on by accident because I fell asleep to something else beforehand, and that just randomly popped up on the background.
I apologize.
I wake up to it, hearing the out of nowhere. Give myself a heart attack. Click this thing video off. I'm getting out of here.
But in all seriousness, it's something I've been wanting to do for a while, was metal detect, and I feel like vlogging it would be cool, and it'd be a little bit of content to throw in with our content, because we do cover all kinds of culture, pop culture and all, and and the culture of this is the culture of our own area from where we're from, and a lot of our viewers are. So, and some viewers aren't, and they might be actually interested in finding, learning a little bit about the area we're from. Just so you know, do not come metal detecting down here if you don't know where you're going, because if you metal detect on a battleground, you're going to prison for 2 years. Just so you know.
So I appreciate the history lesson.
Yep, just one last message. Just remember, kids, just say no to TKO.
Bro. Well, you know what? I'm out of here, guys. Peace out.
Peace.